Hi guys, it's Steph from Psyche Galleria. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you how I transplant this peace lily from its ordinary looking pot into a lovely glass vase and have it turn into a beautiful deco piece for your home. It's a relatively simple project and pretty easy to do. Firstly, I'll show you the material. Is your peace lily, a glass vase of your choice, any shape or sizes, preferably one with a large opening like this so it's easier for you to work with. Some decorative pebbles, rocks or marbles. This time I've chosen some lovely white rocks. I've had these already pre-washed, rinsed, dried and cleaned, so it's ready to go. Reason being, when they first come from the shop, they're full of dust and other particles, so it's a good idea to give it a good wash and a rinse and let it dry before we start the project. That's a bit of prepping work. And a bucket for the dirt to go into, and I've got another bucket down there with water so we can later on rinse the roots. Other tools that you might need is a little shovel, a pair of scissors for a bit of trimming around for any dead foliages or the roots, and I've got my gardening hose there to hose it down when we do it later on. So that's all the material we need, and let's get straight into it. For this project, I've purposely not watered this peace lily for a couple of days, so the soil in here is pretty loose and dry, so it's easier for us to remove. So I'll just give it a gentle squeeze around the sides. This is so that the soil comes out easier. Let me put this down. Okay, grab it by the base. Hopefully it'll come out. Gently ruffle up the bottom, and the roots. Just give a light ruffle around. You don't have to worry about damaging the roots because peace lilies, they are quite a tough and forgiving plant, so don't worry about killing them because you won't. Okay, just a good shake. And keep working with it. Try to get as much soil and bark out as you possibly can. Now that it's pretty clean, we're ready to give it a few rinse and wash. Dunk it in the water. Try to run your finger through the roots and get as much stuff out as you possibly can. And I'm going to wash it with a jet hose. Looks like I'm murdering it, but don't worry, you'll be fine. I'm just going to keep going with the washing, try to get as much stuff out as I possibly can. After a few washes, you can now see the water is pretty clear. There's not too much bark or other stuff in the water. And I'm just picking out barks and little things stuck onto the root as we go. And just a few more washes, we'll be ready for the next step. Okay, now the roots are fairly clean and I'm pretty happy with that. I just noticed that there are still some dirt at the base of the plant. So I'm just going to give it a quick wash with a jet hose. And whilst I'm at it, I'm also going to clean the foliage up the top. Okay, we're now ready for the next step. Ready to put some rocks in the vase. Just lay them inside the vase evenly, spread them out. Now we're ready to add the lily into the vase and use the remainder of the rocks to set the roots down. The rocks are really good because it gives the lily some height so the entire plant is not left to float or sink down the bottom of the vase. And now we're ready to add some water to it. Okay, our peace lily is still a little bit wonky, so the rocks is really good. We just have to move them around to help them stabilize the roots and help the peace lily sit up. Well guys, there you have it. Your peace lily is now ready to go in your home. Now before we go, I thought I wanted to share with you some care and maintenance tip, mainly my personal experience, and I also want to show you this peace lily I managed to salvage from the shop probably 4 or 5 weeks ago. It was looking quite sad and the leaves were quite dull when I first got it, but I've changed it into I've put it into the water, and it's been in here for the last 4 weeks, and it's doing quite well. All the green foliages new foliages that are coming out is quite green and shiny. That's a good indication that the plant is happy. And I also have 3 new flower buds coming out, so I'm really excited. Can't wait for the water to bloom. One of the questions that come up a lot is that how often do I change water? How do I keep the water from going green? And what sort of water do I use to water them? Well, first of all, I don't really change water. This water's been here for 4 weeks and it's still pretty clear. I only top it up as the water goes down, as in evaporated. So only top it up when it's needed to where the roots meets the plant. I don't top the water up more than that, because if the plant is submerged in water, that will make the plant rot. So I will ever only water up to where the root meets the plant. And in terms of algae, as long as your plant is out of direct sunlight and it's out of heat, I guess, you won't stimulate the growth of the algae. Algae will only grow when your plant is exposed to an excessive amount of sunlight. So because I keep my plant indoor in a shady spot, it still does get some filtered sunlight, so it's happy. It doesn't have the problem with algae. And the water that I use is filtered water. I don't use tap water because our tap water can be too hard on the plant. So filtered water, we have all the heavy metal substances like calcium, magnesium, chloride, and other bits and other stuff, all filtered out. So it's actually better for the plant. In terms of fertilizer, I haven't tried any of the hydroponic fertilizers in the nursery, but I know there are a couple of brands that you can try. One thing I have tried as an experiment is I've seen people comment on Facebook saying that they've used sea salt. So I've actually used about 3 to 5 mils of sea salt in here a couple of days ago. It hasn't discolored the water in here and hasn't created any unpleasant smell. And since then, it's doing quite well. So I think sea salt is a good stuff to use. The lifespan of a peace lily inside water, well, these have been here for a month now. The peace lily that you guys have seen in my previous photo, that was done probably 2 months ago, and that was still alive and kicking, doing well. And I have seen people's peace lily growing water for 5, 6 years or more. So I think with the right care and a good fertilizer every 4 or 6 weeks, your peace lily can be in here for years and years. And I think that's everything. So I'll be making progress shots, photos or videos. I don't know yet, I haven't made up my mind, but I'll do some sort of progress follow-up so you guys can see how these plants are doing. So yes, thank you very much for watching. I hope this video is helpful, and I hope after seeing this it gives you a bit more encouragement to try this for yourself. It really is very a fun little project, so I hope this gives you enough encouragement, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.